Welcome to the Mastering Zoom H2n and H6 for Interviews workshop, presented by the Community Radio Fund of Canada and CFRC 101.9 FM as a part of the 2024 Radiometres project. Our goal through this workshop is to teach you how to capture crisp, clear audio in almost any setting with our mobile microphone setups. These setups are created with the Zoom H2n and the Zoom H6 mobile recording solutions. In this workshop, we will cover device overview, setup and settings, tips for great audio, and troubleshooting. You may ask yourself, why wouldn't I just use my phone? It sounds fine. Well, in a lot of instances, you are right. Using a phone to record an interview can be perfectly adequate, so please do not hold back from pulling out your phone and getting that special moment recorded. But let's highlight some reasons why you would want a specialized piece of tech for the job. Firstly, consistency. No, this is not about the consistency of your own phone, but it is a point about how different one phone may sound compared to another. If we want to maintain a certain level of quality, we cannot always rely on our phone's quality being up to par with our broadcast quality. Secondly, specialization. The microphones you will be introduced to today are made with on-the-go recording in mind. Phone microphones are good for usually bare minimum capturing a memory and not necessarily great at being as high fidelity as they can be. Phones have so many pieces of equipment jammed in that it can be reassuring to use a piece of equipment that has one goal and one job, so that you know that it does it right. Thirdly, compartmentalizing. Again, having a piece of equipment with one job can ensure that it is able to fulfill its duty. Say, for example, that you're at a small concert and wanted to talk to the bands before the show started. Well, if you depended on your phone, what are the odds that you would have a full battery? Or that if a friend tries to text or call you, you could do anything about it? What if the app you're using to record freezes or crashes? Minimizing these possibilities is good practice and leads to less heartbreak. And lastly, professionalism. We have all by now seen videos on social media of people walking up to folks on the street holding a phone to conduct an interview. Want people to take you more seriously? Use a microphone and it is way more likely to have people believe that you work with a campus radio station. Here are the key parts of a Zoom H2n. There are 4 mic capsules in a Zoom H2n, allowing you to record in stereo and in surround. The very top of the equipment has a dial that lets you choose the configuration of the capsules that you wish to use. Some are better for band audio, and some are better for interviews. We'll get to that later. On the side is a gain knob. This adjusts exactly how loud you wish to amplify the incoming signal. On the bottom is an SD card slot, which is mandatory to have in place when recording on the go. Here are the key parts of a Zoom H6. There are 6 configurable microphone lines, each with its own volume capacity, and 4 of which you can plug in any microphone that your heart desires. Have a preferred method, want to record multiple sources in the same room, or the same source multiple ways? This is the one to use. Made of a much more durable rubber case than the H2n, it is ideal for situations where you may be moving a lot and unable to keep an eye as close as you can on your equipment. Its storage is also relied on its SD card slot. Now let's move on to how we can use either of these pieces of equipment to capture the audio we want. On the Zoom H2n, first select a mode. A good rule of thumb is to use XY for interviews and 4-channel for larger groups. The top of the microphone has 4 total options, but if you stick with these 2, you will get the best audio for our use case. Plug in some headphones so that you can hear the audio before it is recorded. Monitoring using headphones is an absolute must to be able to confidently get your audio. Being anxious after the fact about if you did it right or not is not fun for anyone. Lastly, hit record. It's the big button with the red dot on it. When you are finished, hit that button again and the audio will be saved on the SD card to be accessed later through a card reader or USB cable. On the Zoom H2n, first plug in all of your cables and microphones that you wish to use. Then, enable each of the channels via their respective buttons. Red means armed for recording. Plug in some headphones so you can be sure to hear the audio before it is recorded. And lastly, hit record. It's the big button with the red dot on it. When you are finished, hit that button again, and the audio will be saved on the SD card to be accessed later through a card reader or USB cable. Did that seem too fast? It's because that's how easy it is. As long as you remember batteries, to arm your tracks, and to hit record, you can sound like a AAA interviewer in no time. Here are some tips to get the cleanest audio that you can while on the go. Keep the microphone within 6 to 12 inches from the sound source. As with any of these tips, we of course mean to do this if you can and within reason. Your ears will thank us later. Don't be afraid to ask your interviewee to move away from noise that your microphone might pick up. You might always think, oh, it's not that bad, but we promise you that there have been many times where we have been hit with background noise. Bad in, bad out is an audio philosophy to live by, and so we want to reduce as much bad coming in as we can. Do not interview in the wind, no matter how tempting or scenic it may be. Wind will always overpower your audio and will lead to levels of noise that will make the audio unrecoverable. And we will say it one last time, but please use headphones. It is a necessary step to ensure that you get your audio done right the first time. You do not want to disappoint your interviewee by saying the audio didn't work out well enough for broadcast. And the last point is to make sure you have batteries that are the correct size and fully charged. Thank you for watching.